name is Leah McKinley, and I'll be talking about the controversy of kneeling during the national anthem. On August 26, 2016, Colin Kaepernick knelt for the first time during the national anthem of a football game. Although many people see kneeling from then on as an acceptable form of protest, this is unacceptable because it disrespects the people that serve for our country. There are other forms of protest that you can use besides this, and the national anthem should be seen as sanctioned territory that you do not touch. First off, I'll be talking about the pros and cons of this controversy. So some of the pros of kneeling during the national anthem would be that it's a unique way of protest. Now in today's day and age, a lot of people resort to social media to talk about their beliefs, but Colin Kaepernick did not do this. By kneeling, he drew a lot of attention to himself and what he believed he needed to talk about, which was the oppression of colored people. And so this turned a lot of people's attention towards him because it wasn't on social media. Social media is now kind of standardized, so it was a different form of protest that no one had seen before. Also, it's a legal form of protest by the First Amendment, which is freedom of speech. So he's completely fine to be doing this. I think there was a lot of controversy over whether this was illegal or not, which it is not. Also, there's division and discussion. It brings division and discussion to the country, which can be seen as a good thing because not everyone needs to agree on everything. The division and discussion, it really strengthens the country because people are able to talk about it, see other people's point of views, and learn a lot more about each other and then come to a consensus. But some of the cons of kneeling during the national anthem would be that it could be seen as disrespectful to the military service because they fight every day for our freedom, and just from the past people who have died, the veterans who are still with us, and the people that are fighting right now, they're fighting for our freedom. So to be disrespecting it, to be kneeling during something that's supposed to be or having people remember them is not okay. Also, it's a distraction to the team, so it kind of takes people's attention off of what they're trying to be doing, which is just playing football, by having other controversies and nationwide news about it. Also provides division in the country, so this can be a pro or a con. In this case, it's a con because although debate is good, it can also be bad because there can be a lot of bad things that happen to it, and we already have a lot of people that are on opposite sides for different things, so it kind of just creates another issue. My personal stance is that I do not think that people should kneel during the national anthem. It should be seen as untouchable territory based off of what I talked about with the people serving for our country. It's just disrespectful. There's other ways to protest as well. You can talk to our youth because they're our future leaders, so you can go to schools and talk about it. You can also create rallies and marches. And what Colin Kaepernick stood for, I believe does need to be talked about. I'm not trying to get at that it definitely is an issue. It just should be talked about in a different way. Connections from class. So it can be seen as sport ideology. So sport ideology is just using sports as a platform to talk about different beliefs, which is what Colin Kaepernick did. Also, it can possibly seen as sports celebrate masculinity. So children look up to men as role models, so they could look up to that and see that as a good thing when I do not believe that is a good thing. And then in conclusion, kneeling during the national anthem should not be happening because it's disrespectful to the military. It should be seen as untouchable territory, and I also believe that there's other ways to protest through talking to our youth and rallying or doing marches instead.